The caverns of El Dorado. The caverns of El Dorado. The caverns of El Dorado. Master Rank Caverns of El Dorado.
Seriously, who's saying that?
The caverns of El Dorado. Hello, fellow hunters, and indeed, yes, welcome back to the Caverns of El Dorado for a Master Rank Kulve Taroth treat that is, well, really just that. Look, okay, I can't even wait. I cannot even wait. Look at the armor! It's a shame about the skills, though. We'll get to that later. The fight itself, then. Oh well, I mean, it's Kulve Taroth. It's not the most different fight from the one that we all knew and loved, at least not as far as I can tell. Don't get me wrong, there's variations, there's change up, different beam patterns. She's faster and more aggressive. It feels very much like an actual proper monster fight. There is much less of the gimmicky siege feel, which, you know, chiefly comes from the siege being taken out of it. The first zone is blocked off, you immediately go to the second, and then the fight plays out kinda how it did before, but harder. Oh, and I suppose I kinda should mention this. Not one of the most beautiful things you've ever seen. Oh my god! She coils up the central pillar, unleashes her molten fury on the golden ceiling above, and it apocalyptically rains molten metal hell, and it's goddamn glorious! Oh, honestly, guys, this is amazing. I am totally happy with how they've brought Kulve back. It gives us quite a lot of busy work to get everything that this little content injection offers. But of course, we like to talk about the armor and the weapons here. And I suppose, well, weapons first. Smithy!
Yes?
I have Kulve Taroth parts from Master Rank!
Oh, well, that's fantastic! How about I upgrade your old Kulve weapons with them?
Oh, but I sold them all for space.
Smithy laughing!
So, yeah, bad news if that's you, but, you know, good news, you can just meld them at the melder now, and look, let's be honest, the siege is high rank, it's not exactly, well, that much of a challenge to farm, but for those of us that do have a hoarded collection, I want to show you, well, it's pretty much just the Safi'jiiva weapon upgrading system. You get your parts from Kulve Taroth, literally her parts that you carve and get in the reward, you pour them in, and the points, and then you level up the weapon. The very first level up bumps it from rare 8 to rare 12, and then from then on there is 4 more levels to get, up to level 5, each one incrementally increasing the status, the element, and the raw. The sharpness does go up too from the very base forms, at least on some of them, but the thing to take note here is what happens with the built-in set bonuses. So all the Kajar weapons that had critical status and critical element, they retain critical status and critical element. It doesn't go to true, but you still get to keep that crit element status. And the amount of element / status is very decent. It is certainly competitive, and, well, everyone who is all about that elemental life, I think you're very much going to be enjoying yourselves here. Because while true crit status / element is obviously superior to the base one, being hemmed into Silver Wrath, the Lost Gold Rathian armor isn't great. So while we're going to take a little bit of a bump down from dropping to just critical, the extra gain from being able to finally use better armor, I have every suspicion to think is going to be, well, more than worth it. And, you know, finally, we are free of you, Silver Rathalos! Yeah, you slowly go across the screen to sad music! But for everyone who's a fan of, well, just raw attack, your golden weapons are gonna be, well, collecting more and more dust throughout Iceborne too, because, well, the non-Kajar ones, from what I can tell, at least for us greatsworders, go to 280 raw, which isn't the worst, but it's only white sharpness, and, well, Raging Bracky is 300, and it's the best greatsword currently, so yeah, we're still going to be swinging it around, which I am more than fine with. And if we look at a Kajar weapon, for example this charge blade, well, that goes to 290 raw, so even then it's still a little bit subpar when we look at the strongest weapon. So if you don't care about element or status, well then you probably don't care about Master and Kulve Taroth weapons. But do you care about the armor? And by the way, that armor again! Sorry, but, like, it's so good. It's so good visually. So, what you'll have noticed is on the non-crit status / element, the non-Kajar weapons, I'm going to say that every time differently, I just know it, your weapon actually started to count as part of the 2/4 set of Kulve Taroth Master Rank armor, which is Guts and Free Meal Secret. So, a little bit, well,
Disappointed!
because I really was hoping they'd do things super creative with the gold, finally give her a good set bonus, and, you know, make it really special, and it's kind of, well, not that. But hey, if you're a support player, you're in luck! And you use free meal, I guess, then you're in luck! Her legs are okay. Let's just go through each piece by piece. So let's begin with the helm, which has a rank of the free meal, 2 4 slots and a 1 slot. And yes, that's a lot of slottage. You can do a lot with that, but it's free meal. Look, I will say it now. If you are someone that uses the now current meta 2-piece Brachydios with 3-piece Teostra, then you are going to be changing nothing! Absolutely nothing! For everyone else, again, you might use the legs because they're quite good, but we'll get to that. So free meal and 2 4s and a 1, it's, well, again, slottage, but there is better helmets to be getting on with. And you're just not going to find yourself using this unless you are really wanting to dedicate yourself to a maximum support skill layout, and therefore, well, you get the space and you get free mill, which is one of the ones that you would need, you know, with your wide range and so on and so forth. But let's be honest, that's not the most common of playstyles. The chest, a 4 slot and a 3 slot, again, fine slottage, and you get all 3 ranks of your speed eating, which, you see where I'm going with this? It's not the most exciting for like 99% of players. There's like a sword and shield guy over in a corner somewhere. Okay, look, maybe I'm being unfair, alright? Hands up who plays support! Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. But no, honestly, as sad as it kind of is, I do like that they're adding a set that is so good for a role that isn't normally that supported when it comes to the powerful sets. And really, I already do definitely want to try a few of these pieces, especially to see if I could improve the Immortal build, because that's very exciting to me. But again, I feel like that might be a little bit niche. The gloves, a critical boost and 2 4 slots, yeah, that is actually pretty darn good. And if you're not locked into the double Bracky 3 Teostra, well, this might come in handy. Because they're gloves. Because they're gloves. For you, especially if you're now a element / status player that's been freed of your Silver Rathalos curse, and now you can whack these gloves on, you might be seeing some use out of them. That's a lot of good space, and definitely potential. The waist, a 4 slot, a 2 slot, and 2 peak performance, this might get used on your speedrunner side of things, but again, not over double Bracky 3 Teostra, but anyone else, because peak is very good for, you know, the people that don't get hit, ergo speedrunners, but for most of us, well, peak isn't the best of skill because you are going to get hit and it's a pain to maintain, and well, yeah, this waist is definitely not shining. The legs, though, 2 critical boost, 4 slot, and 2 1 slots. I will officially inaugurate the Kulve Taroth's legs into the pantheon, the triumvirate, the glorious trio that is Brachydios legs, Kulve Taroth legs, and Yangaruga legs. The legs of legs, the most powerful legs, because the leg slot is the slot in Iceborne for some reason. these are amazing. You can't get a double crit boost decoration, which means 2 ranks of crit boost on an armor slot is premium, along with 4 slot and 2 1 slots is again absolutely premium real estate for your skills. So again, you are going to be using this for sure if you're not using the 2 Brachy with 3 Teostra. So that's pretty nice to see. And really, that's about it. It's nothing groundbreaking, but there is definitely a lot of fun to explore for you elemental types, and there's a lot of fun to explore for the few of us that like to go off the beaten track, be a bit more supporty, or try some fun niche builds. Other than that, it's a really cool fight. There's some cool systems, there's some cool stuff to acquire, and you've got full weapon transmog and all of that goodliness, which we'll cover in another video, but generally, I am pleased with it. To say it's just bringing a monster from high rank to master rank, we could have got a whole lot less than this, and I am just really, really thankful for it. It's a nice little stopgap, along with Archtemper Namiel next week until Elatrion comes along, and really, I'm excited to fight her again and again. For now then, like you've enjoyed this, subscribe for more, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.
Rage Gaming with the video float.
But that's all that's really relevant at the mo, but I'm still gonna leave this up so you patrons know that I love you even though the outro's no longer that kind of relevant. But the new one's being worked on and it's gonna be a truly badass song, and don't worry, I won't be doing any rapping on it. I'm gonna go now. This was shit.